In our previous job, we have discussed about the OnSubJobOk. So we have created a simple job which loads from MySQL server to a CSV file into a local server. Now we are going to implement the second part of OnSubJobOk component. So for that, let's open this. So we have a big data TOS BD open. We have this, and then we have this file, and then let us see how we can implement the OnSubJobOk component. So let's take a TMSG message box for a simple thing. So when we create this, the main component is already used. Okay, so when we click it row, so we'll get only iterate because the main is already used. And we go to trigger, trigger we get OnSubJobOk component, and then connect to this. Somehow some problem. Let me try again. So I can right click, triggers, OnSubJobOk. So it's OnSubJobOk. So when we are trying to give the OnSubJobOk component, so the OnSub component is to be created on the first component of every subjob. Let us take here, we have this first component, we will have multiple components here, and the final component. So this is a one subjob where the first component, on the first component we have to create the OnSubJobOk component. So when we go to this, so we'll have a message like this. So this is it will give us hello world, just like that, and when it pops up, we'll get OK button to cancel that. And so different things we can also select on the icons, but usually we select it on a icon information, exclamation mark we get, a question mark we get, and then we get a stop mark. Okay, so this is just okay. We'll click our different other informations we can select for this, but in this case what I am going to do that, so I'm doing, so the job okay component component is done. So in a simple language we'll use we can use extra jargon and all, but we go with a simple language. So this is thing which once it succeeds, it has to pop up. So let us save this. So sometimes we need not to save also when we have a selected the other things. So see, if we go into the advanced settings and run things, statistics, save job before execution, when we have a right click this, and then it says before executing, and this, when I clear this, when we are going to next time running this job, this will clear the executed message in the output box here. So this is properties and information view here. So let's go and let's go to the other components. Let me click. So just go and can start it, but we'll go into the basics, and as we have discussed either run here or run here, but we would prefer to do this. So I'll just start it. I'll wait for the process to be built and completed. So once we see the subjob OK component is done, so that means, so this is a completed, and then once it is completed, it started this process. So after this process, there could be a big sub job in it. But what we'll do right now, we'll go to the path of this components, and we will see what is available there. Okay, so see what we got is the extracted file. So all that actress information is available here, right? So let's close this as of now, and then we'll go again to the job, and I would like to see this in the advanced setting mode to run the job. In the run job, the debug mode, I would like to show you this how it runs. So when we start this, we need to carefully observe this, what things happens at this, and then once it is completed, then only it will go to the next sub job. Even though we have a small T message component, it is another sub job. It's a whole job, and that it is a one of the sub job. Right, I'm going to right click that. We need to carefully observe this for what process happens. For that, what I do that I'll just drag down it. I'll also drag down this because we need to see what happens at this level, all the statistics we need to see. So we need to select this traces debug. So it traces row by row processing in the process of the data loading from a MySQL server database access to a file output delimited CSV file into a selected path. Right, let's start. See this, we have one issue here. So let me minimize this and then also minimize this. So what it says in the selected path here, so this is already existing. So for that, what we do, we'll just go here. Either way we can do different ways, and then we can delete it, or we can go to components, select this, okay, select this, okay, go to component, and then we can change the name here, okay, or we can also delete the other component in the folder. But what we'll do right now, we'll just go and start it into the run job and the debug, traces debug, and start this, and then we'll see the traces. See the second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. See that we see this what and all the ports have been started running the process, and we should observe here the rows processing happening. So it's tracing. So it would take a bit more time because it has around 190 plus rows, and we should have a time to observe how it is loading it. So if we see this 82 rows 89 seconds, when we are tracing, it's tracing row by row and column by column. So in that case it would take more time, because it's tracing each and everybody. It's like tracing each person in a mob, by checking and sending into a club or sending into a meeting and something like that. Otherwise, in the normal run, it just sends everybody comes into the meeting room or club. This is the difference between a trace debug and the normal run. So let us wait here to see the result. So that is the reason it is taking more time than the last run. So let's wait till it's completed its row, then and we'll see what happens later. So I'm just pulling up and to pulling down to see what happens once it's completed 190 plus rows here, and then what happens once the complete sub job completes, then only it will trigger. That is the reason on sub job OK component. There are other components where one of these components succeeds, the second sub job can be started. That is the on component OK component and Talend, which help once this particular component start the other succeeded, and then start the sub job, something like that. We can also use that function, and then that we can see in the part 3 or some other video. So it's going to close now. We have to have a closer eye what happens here. Yes, it's done. So it's done now. We should see here what happens. So here 200 rows has taken 211.3 seconds, right? Yeah, see, once that completed, it started doing this. So this is how on sub job OK components runs. So this helps in the sequence of sub jobs. Suppose this is a one job, this is other job, this is other job. Once this completes and I start this job, once this job completed, starts another sub job. Once third job completed, starts the next job. That way it will help this in the process dependency loading. So this is one of the great component which we have to have hands on that. And now let's go and see what is there in our table. So right click, one click, it should open. So see, we have all that components. So this is how I turn on sub job OK component, and then this also helps in regrouping of the jobs, and that is called sub job and a sub job joblet. It's like a sub joblet kind of thing. So let's stop it here, and then we'll meet again. Thank you.